What's up? I recently made a video of all my training in 1 week. This time around I'm going to make a video about all my eating in 1 week. Naturally, this isn't a scientific program. This is just something that works for me. So I don't recommend you follow it step by step, but for an idea of what does work for me, what has given me great progress, then hopefully this video, which is based mostly here in my tiny kitchen, will give you some really good pointers and inspiration to make the next step into looking better, feeling better, all things better. First up, gotta hydrate. I know people love having coffee straight away, but you haven't had any water or fluids for about 8 hours. So I boil the kettle, pretty much roll the whole contents of that in the morning. Sufficiently hydrated, I then go into a bit of a morning smoothie. So I've got fiber there in my spinach, a little bit of lemon juice, and then the vitamin C, vitamin K of blueberries. These are really good for you. They reduce a whole bunch of sort of disease elements. And that's it, my little green monster. Breakfast, my best meal of the day, and this is where I take more of my supplements. But first up, I generally have some rye bread, avo, eggs, 3 eggs, 1 avo, and quite a bit of salt. Salt is something I take quite a lot in on. I think salt's very underrated, and throw that in there, obviously improves the taste. And there we go. Into the first supplement of the day, that is inositol. Do some research around this, very interesting. Basically helps with a whole bunch of stuff from mood enhancing, energy enhancing. If I go into the supplements really heavily, it'll be a very long video, but inositol, put it with the coffee. I have that in the morning and I have that in the evening. Definitely helps with sleep as well, and I feel a bit more pep in my day, so to speak. Then I go omega-3s, zinc, and vitamin D3. Now, if you're going to take some essentials, I would go with these 3, especially zinc. And then collagen. Collagen's really good. This has also got MSM, chondroitin, for aching bones as I'm getting older. And of course, collagen helps a lot. Just mid-morning snack, a bit of an apple, raw almonds, nothing too fancy. Just keep the body going, keep the hunger down. So my lunch is basically like this. So it starts in the base of samp. There it is, just in the draining. Red kidney beans, I add that to the whole mix. I also have chickpeas. This is obviously all goes together with the samp. Lentils, that's my other carbohydrate base. These are all very good staples. And then chicken livers. This is where the protein starts. Go chicken livers and peri-peri, lean ostrich mince. And then we got the pilchards, some tin pilchards there. Finishing off with some tomatoes. And then we've got salt and pepper. So it starts with the samp and beans after giving it a good drain for a while. Obviously then rinse it out, and now it's ready to go back into the pot, and this is where it gets the proper boil on. I know traditionally there's many ways to make samp and beans. It's a great staple. I'm probably going to make it the most boring white boy way you could possibly do it, but here we go. That goes on to a bit of a medium heat. You get it going on the stove there. And this will be the basis for 5 days. So add a bit of salt in there, get some sort of taste and flavor, I guess. Mix it up, and then it's going to simmer for about 45 kind of minutes, 45 maybe 60, depends how you like your samp. And then onto the sort of bigger proteins. So I get a nice big pan, obviously put some olive oil in with that, and this is where we start with my mince mix. So the livers go in first, and cook from frozen is fine. Bit of peri-peri in there for the flavor, and then by adding the mince into that, just brown it a little bit to get the flavor on the pan, and then we're going to add the mince. So you could obviously use mincemeat, ordinary mincemeat. I like ostrich, just always been a big ostrich fan. I don't know, better for cholesterol, I think. But good source of protein. Combine these two here, and it's pretty good. Just keep turning it, make sure it browns nicely, medium heat again. And again, this will just kind of be a bit of a slow simmer while your samp and beans are doing wonders in the other pot. So make sure all goes nice and brown. You can just leave that. This is a bit of a process, I know, making all this, but it's so worth it. For about 90 minutes in total, which I'm running you through here. But keep folding, keep turning. Browns nicely. Just keep checking on your samp. Obviously, you need to keep mixing that a little bit. And it's a lovely process, this. Very therapeutic is cooking. It's another good thing about it, just the health benefits. It's nice. Just gets you away from screens as well. So once that's nice and brown, don't ever do the ostrich. It gets too dry and tasteless. You don't want to do that. And then when your samp starts looking a bit fluffy, a little bit softer, then obviously you ascertain if it is in that state. And once that is happening, you take it off the heat. Give a bit of a tap there. You take it off the heat, and now it's time to go through the draining of that. Simple. You throw it there, it drains, nice and hot samp. And you repeat the process with your lentils. Yeah, easy as that, really. All coming together here, as I'll show you shortly. Don't forget to add the salt when you do these things. Always good, always good. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the samp goes in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that's my staple there. And then obviously with that, we've got the ostrich and liver mix. So that'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's how I try to break it up, so it's not too monotonous. Tuesday and Thursday then becomes lentils for your breakaway from samp as your carb base, and then it's the pilchards in the can. But try to drain as much of that tomato stuff away. Just makes it a bit tastier and a little bit less pilchardy in the can. And you add the chickpeas, you add the red kidney beans, and then add some tomato, and it's all coming together with some salt and some pepper, and then add a bit of the olive oil. That's lunch for a week. Now I know what you're saying. Ben, not a fuck am I eating 5-day-old food. And you would probably be right. This whole way of doing meal prep is probably the cheapest and most effective way of doing it all in one go. Probably the most popular and better way of doing it is just making double dinner. So every night you make enough, especially for your proteins, enough for the next day into lunch. But I think one of the most important things here is making sure you got a good base carbohydrate for the day. Again, all depends on your goals. Like for me, it's about maintaining and adding a bit of muscle and a bit of weight. So this kind of lunch really, really works for me. How you prepare it. And again, it goes back to the fact that you need discipline with this, because if you think you're going to sort it out on the day, or you're going to just miss a couple of nights where you don't cook all the time, suddenly you're eating ham and cheese and white, and then basically you're a loser. So you've got to weigh it up. What's going to be the most easy thing to be sustainable? How can you be most disciplined? And this particular way of making the 5 lunch boxes is just one of them. Obviously mix and match and play around with yourself. That sounded terrible. Play around with what works for yourself. That's it. My diet is based around maintaining and gaining weight. So I do have a protein shake every single day, a nice whey protein. I add creatine, and then I also throw a banana in there. I also throw some peanut butter, the natural stuff with the oil. And also a little bit of the Himalayan salt there. Probably not from the Himalayas, but I'll go with it. Add that all together, probably mix with some ice just to make it a really nice, pleasurable smoothie, and boom, there it goes. It is lovely. So I really love protein shakes. I think they're very important for me because I'm trying to maintain weight, if not put a little bit on. So I load this up with all kinds of good things. It's kind of like a reward post-workout because I really feel I have earned it. But you know, if you're average person, you really got to think long and hard if you actually need something like this in your diet. I know when people want to get into shape, want to get exercising, the first thing they go do is go buy a whey powder. Maybe it's like an exciting thing to do. Most people get caught into the trap. But always just ask yourself, like, if you're looking to lose weight, you need to be in the calorie deficit. So this is extra calories you might not need. People always say you have to have a protein shake 15 minutes after your workout. Yeah. Also, you know, if you're having a certain amount of protein throughout the day, you've got that protein nutritionally through the day. You don't necessarily have to have it in the protein shake straight afterwards. So again, like with all these things, consult the person who's going to help you through this journey from a nutrition sense to know you're doing it for the right reasons. Like everything else in this video though, this really works for me. I really, really enjoy it. It's really one of the most pleasant times of the day actually. Finish a workout, have a nice big protein shake, contemplate life, and of course get ready for a nice big dinner. It's another one of my absolute favorite things. Yeah, actually it's really weird making this video because it made me realize, like, I'm not obsessed by food, but it just gives me absolute joy knowing that it's part of a system which makes me better, which makes me happier, makes me look better, makes me look stronger, makes me stronger. Yeah, it's just a really, really cool cycle. So every week I like to get dinner off on a good note. You know, kind of set the tone for a really great week. So what I do is I go next door to my neighbor Hobbo, because nobody can do a steak like Hobbo. So you know, nice big workout on a Monday, good lunch, all that kind of stuff, and then just round it off with an amazing piece of meat. right next door on the grill. That's what guys do on a Monday, we grill.
It's a bribe. It's a bribe.
It's a grill. Hey Albert.
Hello, babe.
This big ninja. So what are we looking at today?
We've got your rub. It's marinated red wine. And then we've got a ribeye on the bone. Checkers' finest.
That looks like a brontosaurus. See the size of that thing? Put your hand down there for perspective.
Sure.
Thick cuts.
Mate.
Thick cuts.
I'm a small hands though.
The formula for dinner is pretty simple. It's protein and it's vegetables. I like eating butternuts. I put a lot of feta with gem squash and those kind of things, but like, yeah, big protein base here. I have carbs up until midday and then it's like go time on the protein. So here we got some beef short rib, had some chicken previously, add quite a lot of broccoli too. I eat quite a lot of broccoli. I just do it raw. I know you can obviously steam it or cook it. Make sure I get some fish in at least once a week. And mushrooms come into the mix quite a lot as well. But I'm a big fan of red meat, gotta say. I like to eat it. It's tasty. Ostrich also comes back into the mix. There we get some goulash pieces. And I bake everything. So it just kind of goes in the oven, goes in there for like 40 minutes, comes out, and hey presto, healthy eating. So before bed, I like to just get a bit more protein in there. Full fat cottage cheese. Let's go to, and then back to the inositol and my collagen mix. So I kind of stir this together magically, and then I have some magnesium, and then I am so ready for great sleep. As I said, inositol definitely adds to that mix. So that's my basic structure Monday to Friday, but what about the weekends? Well, I get a bit more jazzy with how I do my eggs. And yeah, I mean, breakfast is kind of breakfast, I guess.
See, but this is the thing about when you do start eating healthier and better, exercising all the time, drinking lots of water, getting good sleep, you just lose the interest in eating all the shit that you used to eat. So I don't really have cheat days anymore. I might have the odd supposed cheat meal, but I don't know, it's all very negative saying the word cheat. If you like something, eat something. Just remember that like you got basic fundamentals that you need to kind of carry on with, but ultimately just never go to extremes. Eating's meant to be good. Literally, it's how we stay alive. We eat and we drink water in order to stay alive. So do the things you kind of enjoy. Like I still eat quite a lot of sugar. I do like chocolate, do like sweets. Right now I'm walking to go get Indian takeaways. I like that. I eat a lot of burgers. Don't really eat much pizza anymore. It just makes me feel like shit. Same with drinking beer, I just don't enjoy it anymore, so I don't do it. Alcohol actually as a whole has kind of taken a bit of a back seat. I just don't like the dull feeling. Like it's very weird to say, but you get into a habit of all this kind of stuff, you start developing that natural high. Sure, a time and place for a jolt here and there. Everyone drinks at some stage, I guess, unless you've got a real problem with it. But yeah, I just drink lots of water. I don't think it makes me boring, but yeah, I love water, got lots in the fridge at any given time. And yeah, stay hydrated. That is pretty much me and what I eat every single week. Yeah.
So that is a whole week of eating in my life currently. This stuff is quite boring. This video is quite boring. But this is what it's all about, really. If you really want to make progress and make massive changes, then you got to be quite diligent with this kind of stuff. But for much better videos on this, you must follow a guy or subscribe to him on YouTube. He's called Shred Bundy. Now this guy is in way better shape than I am. He's been doing this for a whole lot longer and he puts a lot of effort into his videos and has a much more detailed eating plan and also the things that you need to do in order to look a certain way, in order to make certain progress. And then on Instagram, I always forget this guy's name, but Dr. James Dinnick is the actual profile. Dr. James D. Nicolai Tonio. This dude has the best advice. I live by what he says. A lot of his stuff is just so simple and logical. He's not trying to sell too many weird and wonderful products, just a lot of common sense. So follow those two people and they are, for me, the best of the best right now on the internet. Try to keep it simple. There are so many incredible things you can absorb and try to take on, but then you spend your whole day online going absolutely dilly with all the information. So try to keep it quite simple, but ultimately just eat well, drink lots of water, get lots of good sleep, and take the right kind of supplements, trial and error, and lift weights. That's it. That's all I can tell you. So, well done for making it this far. Good luck.